Hi everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading today, looking at career and finances for you all. We are going to be asking in the form of, is there any significant new energy, new changes, things, changing, transforming for you, anything new that is significant that you need to know about. All right, so focusing on that. So if things, if we're not getting much answer for you and your sign particularly, it kind of just lets us know that steady as she goes, things are sort of remaining pretty same, whatever trajectory you're currently on. We are sort of specifically looking for anything significant, kind of big, that you need to know about, rather than those little sorts of changes. All right. So make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate that. I appreciate all your comments and likes as well. It really does help the channel grow, being such a small channel. But this particular reading, we are going to use the magical messages from the fairies oracle, as well as the old style lenormand. Okay, so getting sort of straight on into it for everybody, starting off with Aries. Timestamps will be in the description box. So if you haven't watched the videos before, I always put the timestamps in the description box. All right, so you can check that for all information that you might need to see. All right, so like I said, starting us off with Aries. Okay, Aries, any significant new energy for Aries in the area of career and money? Career, job, finances. Any significant new energy for Aries with career, job, finances, please? Ask for what you want, Aries. Let the universe and other people know what you need. So that's a change that it's kind of more along the lines here of a change that could benefit you, or that does need to happen for you if you are wanting new energy around your career, your money, that you are needing to ask for that. You're asking for help, asking for further direction, asking to be challenged. I am picking up for quite a lot of you here. It's the challenge, asking for more responsibilities, asking for more challenges when it comes to that. It's kind of like, I'm just feeling you're a little bit bored, Aries, knowing that, the way that things are being dealt with, you're needing to take on some extra responsibilities. So for those of you where it's, coming through, for some of you it is coming through with money, where, you may not be the one taking care of all the bills, or, there's just something about your finances that you may not actually be as in control of. And it's kind of like asking to, have a little bit more responsibility with that. All right. But we'll have a look here, Aries. Any significant new energy for Aries with career and finances? Dropped one there, and the one that flew out was your card, Aries. So it's kind of, it is really up to you, Aries, for if you've got an idea of what you want moving forward. It's like your ideas are good ideas. The new energy that you want in your career, your job, your finances here, it's kind of up to you, because your ideas are good. It's just finding a way to move toward those. All right, and needing to stir some things up, stir up that energy. Like it's even if you want new energy in the form of a promotion, this is something that you need to stir the pot a little bit and actually ask for that. Obviously research and provide reason, but your ideas are good. Your ideas are good, and they can be followed through on here. We do have the birds, so conversations definitely needing to take place. The camera's not really wanting to focus on these cards. The birds there, so definitely having those conversations, using your wisdom to push you to have those conversations where they are necessary. Stand in your power, stand tall and strong and firm, knowing that this is what I want, this is what I'm going to get when it comes to my money, my career. Okay. And then we also have the fox there, very independent, self-sufficient type energy here. Once again, you're being, you standing tall and firm, and putting up a very firm boundary here about this is what I need. And this is, I need to get this. Otherwise I'm doing my own thing, like kind of thing. So you're standing very firm and creating some strong boundaries to the point where, it's kind of like, what needs to be done, what needs to be said, if you're having that chat about the promotion, you know exactly what you need to say, and you know that you need to, put yourself first. Both these energies here, the bear and the fox, they put themselves first. The bear is a little bit more soul connection, so you can use that to your advantage when it comes to pushing yourself forward. Your soul, your strong connection to the energy of what you're doing here when it comes to this is what I want, this is what I deserve. But also we have the headspace, the logical cunning coming through there as well. So being smart about it, being very smart about it, and having those conversations in a very intelligent way, where it's kind of really, really selling yourself, and definitely not selling yourself short. Okay, Aries. So that's what we have for you today. More than welcome to check your other placements, of course, as always. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Any significant new energy for Taurus in the area of career, job, money? Job, career, finances for our Taurus. Any significant new energy for Taurus in aspects of career and finances, please? Connect with nature. You're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. So obviously I have no clue what sort of job you do, Taurus, but there may actually be a new change coming where you are going to be required to be, out in the field a little bit more, literally getting outdoors more. So I'm sort of seeing you not, even if you're currently in a cooped up little office, there's something about, getting out and about. Maybe you're having to go out and meet with clients, going out and servicing, external things, something about outdoors. So some of you, there's definitely this outdoors kind of aspect. If that's not something that you experience, because I do feel as though for a lot of you, this is that you may not even understand yet how this is going to work in your particular job, career, but there is an outdoor aspect coming into play very, very soon for you. This is going to be significant because for a lot of you, this may actually be like a brand new part of your job or your business, or for some of you this is actually it is even to the point of the outdoors, connecting with nature. Part of this is traveling for work. All right, so some of you may start to experience that all of a sudden we're doing longer distance things on the work front as well. So you may need to travel, and because I'm just getting somebody having to travel to like more remote type areas. So that might just be for somebody, just one person in particular. They're having to travel sort of. I'm getting like more remote wilderness type areas that you're having to travel to here. For others of you, if that doesn't sort of eventuate in a very literal way for you, where you are actually having to physically be outside for your job, your career, I would really recommend bringing the outdoors in. So, even if you're stuck in a little cubicle, putting up pictures of a beautiful nature scene. So you kind of still got that outdoor kind of feeling, like even if you wallpaper a whole big wall of your cubicle as this beautiful lush rainforest scene or something. Oh, it's telling me to tell you Taurus, if that's you and you're kind of trapped indoors and you've got no way out, you know, shower curtains are your friend. Okay, they are the cheapest way to get, you know, a big, beautiful display like that. Okay, because sometimes some of those background things and that can be quite expensive, you know, but a shower curtain, I feel like for some of you, it's going to do the job. Yeah, it's just hanging up that shower curtain on one wall to sort of, you know, give you that vista that you want to look at. But we'll have a look here with the lenormand as well. Any significant new energy for our Taurus when it comes to job, career, money? Taurus. We have the clouds coming through first here. This deck doesn't really want to be seen very easily. But, you know, once again, you're going to be out under the clouds. That's coming through very literally once again. But some of you are kind of feeling like confused as how on earth would my job become, you know, somehow outdoors. It's going to happen very suddenly, out of nowhere, very unexpected. So for a lot of you, this outdoors theme coming through for you with your job career, it is going to sort of come out of nowhere, very unexpected changes. I am getting that for some of you, especially those of you who have already been thinking of it. This may actually be talking about breaking free of your current job so that you can go somewhere that is a little bit more free, you know, because I'm getting very free energy for you coming through here. We have the birds as well. So some important conversations going on for you in the near future when it comes to job and career as well. But you know, they're kind of coming out of nowhere and definitely needing to, you know, have someone to talk through with those sorts of things and how we're going to be actually, you know, dealing with the reality of these changes. I did also, you know, during our weekly readings, I did actually mention that I was going to specifically check in for you, Taurus, on the All Signs reading today. We did see, you know, it's specific to a Taurus with a wish to take a leap of faith on a new business. It did seem specific to new business, which, you know, is kind of supported by what we've already seen there for you. But just in specific for Taurus, the Taurus is looking into new business for Taurus, please. Growth and happiness will be revealed with that. Definitely growth and happiness. It's about focusing on yourself and your true growth and healing, you know, what you truly need, expanding your branches, you know, branching out to try something new. It's definitely well supported. We did see that in the weekly reading already. We have a lot of happiness and coming into fruition with that as well. That is the happiest card in the deck, the sun there. It does talk about, you know, the growth potential will be revealed to you with this. Okay, so there will be some, you know, as well as personal revelations that, like I think we even spoke about in the weeklies, needing to be honest with yourself and having that personal revelation of, you know, I need to be happy. Happiness is this new energy. In order for me to be happy with where my life is going, I need to do this. You know, come hell or high water, no matter the risk, I need to take the chance here. So once again, I'm seeing that is very well supported for you, Taurus. Just for those Tauruses that we just saw there, likely outcomes for those Tauruses with the new business wish. Just get moving. It will happen quicker than you, like things will move quicker than you realize. There is going to be some hard work, but you will meet all your there might be a lot of meetings as well. You may need to have a lot of meetings to get this off the ground properly. But it's kind of like rushing on into it is the right move here, and being willing to put in the work whenever you are faced with any obstacles or blockages here. You do have some positive outcomes there. The garden is I've got the rider, the mountain, and then the garden. So we are definitely seeing some compromises may need to be made because of the hard work involved here. But once you just get on that horse and start riding off into the sunset, this is very restful, peaceful energy. It's going to be resulting in your soul at peace, I kind of feel, one way or another, Taurus. Okay, so that's what we've got for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Go back and check out the weekly reading if that resonated for you, because we did touch on that heavily in the weekly reading as well. All right, and moving on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini, any significant new energy for our Geminis in the area of career, finances, job, money, career, finances, any significant new energy for our Geminis? Assertiveness. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. All right, so I feel like it's an assertive no, to be honest. It feels like only say yes if you really want to. It feels as though you're kind of going to be tested here, that you need to say no to something in the near future here. That it is going to be hard for you to make this decision and stand up for your personal beliefs. But I do feel as though it's something to do with, like your morals. And it's just, it will come into question here. And I feel like you're going to choose to do what is right, or you need to be assertive that you are standing up for what is right here, what is right by you, what is right by your morals and your beliefs. Okay, it's kind of giving that, like I'm getting an energy here of, oh, I refuse to work with somebody who is racist or somebody who is this or that, and it feels like that is kind of what's going on here. So there may, I'm just picking up for some of you, there may be somebody introduced to the team that is strictly against your moral standing, and you're having to sort of stand up to this energy and say, I refuse to deal with that. And the bottom of the deck, we have the stars energy here. So hope and optimism that there's a reason that you need to be assertive here for your long term. It's we have the lilies coming through first, which is morals. Okay, that does talk about morals and standing up for your own morals, even if it stirs up trouble. Okay, we have the stork there and then the whip. So you definitely need to be willing to take on the trouble, take on the drama, take on the conflict that this may actually stir up, because of your morals. They are worth standing up for. And, if you wish to be the person that you want to be and you wish to, have the long-term potential energy here with this career and your financial position, in order to have your goals realized, you do need to make the moral choice and stick by your morals. It's actually a kindness to the world that you're showing by sticking up for your morals and, refusing to do the wrong thing, refusing to deal with somebody that's doing the wrong thing or, standing for the wrong thing. This is going to bring about significant new energy. I do feel for a lot of you, this is somebody being introduced to you that it's kind of like somebody that stands in opposition to your morals, and you need to stand up for yourself in that predicament. That I cannot work with that person, and I do feel as though you're going to be totally fine in that situation as well. because, standing up for what you truly believe, that's what's best for your long term. All right, so it may bring a little bit of trouble to your door. There might just be a little bit of, that whip energy. It does quite often talk about, verbal arguments and conflicts. But you're over here with that stalk energy. It stirs it up. It stirs it up intentionally. That I'm not going to take this laying down. I'm not going to put up with this. This is not something that I agree with, and I'm not going to just let it slide. Like and I do feel like I'm feeling here. I need to tell you, Gemini. Many years ago, I was offered a very high-paying job, and I turned it down because I found out that there was a specific person working for that company that would be in the same office space that I would be in if I were to take the job. Everybody was telling me, just take the job, just take the job. It's like such a great opportunity. You can't turn it down. It's a super high paying job. At the end of the day, my morals ended up being more important to me, and I refused to deal with that person in my environment, full stop. And you know what? That at the time, I really probably could have done with the money, but I chose happiness and my own happiness and standing up for myself and my own morals, which a lot of people would still tell me that I was making a bad decision, especially when I'm a Capricorn and, supposedly we only care about the money, but certain things are worth more than money, and you and your beliefs demand a higher level of expectation here. And you truly will be happier, and you will meet your long-term goals a lot easier if you stick by your truth, okay? So it's just coming through very strongly there, Gemini, that you really need to, it's not even take the high ground, it's take your ground. Stand your ground on this. All right, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Any significant new energy coming through for Cancer in the area of job, career, money, finances? Career, finances. Any significant new energy for Cancer, please? Emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. It's very interesting energy because this doesn't actually feel directly connected to your career. It feels mostly connected to your money streams here and the way that but it's all about the way that you perceive money, I think, Cancer. Have you ever heard, Cancer, of, what's the phrase? Money lack mindset, poverty mindset. That's what this is giving. It's healing yourself from poverty mindset, where, we get stuck in these mindsets sometime where, this is what I've been used to, so I don't expect things to be better than that. But then you stop asking for more because you're so used to not being given anything more. And it's kind of like, I'll never have this, I'll never have that. I'll never be at that level where I'm earning this much. I'll never be at the level where I can actually just go and buy this or that. We're getting out of that. All right. I do feel like there might be something significant coming through that is spurring this change for you. Emotional healing for Cancer. Significant new energy for Cancer with career and finances, please. It's interesting here. Firstly, we have the whip coming through. So we see that this is where you're coming from. Trouble. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. There's something that has been causing you more trouble in career or finances here. And you're kind of choosing to walk another path here with that. We have the crossroad there. So the interesting thing is I'm seeing a lot of 1s and 2s here as well. 11, 22, 11 to 22, and then 21. All right, so we do see the mountain coming through there as well, which, it does show us that you're no longer choosing the path of least resistance here. The path of least resistance is to just expect trouble. Expect life to treat you badly when it comes to money, to expect fighting over money, conflict over money, over, it's self-conflict a lot here too. It's very much like trouble, tension, drama, seeing money as a stress and a drama, and I never have enough, and it's that poverty lack mindset once again. The struggle is real, yeah, but you're choosing to change the way you're looking at it, change the way that you're walking towards it. You're making decisions that are leading you further with money than you've ever been before. Choosing to move to higher ground, choosing to, you got to spend money to make money. You've got to think like a rich person to be a rich person. You've got to, you're putting your mind down a new pathway here instead of just saying, I'll never afford this, I'll never afford that, I've always been this poor, it's always been a struggle. You're changing the mindset. You're choosing, making a conscious choice to choose how you're looking at money, and it's putting you down a brand new trajectory here, because you're kind of realizing, yeah, do you know what? I'm no longer going to take that path of least resistance where I just sit down and accept that it's just crap and it's not good enough, and I feel like I'm never have enough money. I'm going to put in the work, and I'm just going to be determined and persevere to do better, to be better, to have better. It's not an easy path. This is the mountain. Okay, so you are consciously choosing to start walking up a mountain. All right, so it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be easy. It's a climb. It's a steady climb. It's not a, bang, I just won the lottery, but it's a steady climb where you're choosing to put in whatever work is necessary to get to the top. And do you know what happens with that mountain? The more work you're willing to put in, the more you persevere and the more determined you are to change your mindset and make a conscious choice to, I'm not going to let myself struggle anymore. I'm going to find better. Walking these flat paths, it's not a challenge. The mountain, it challenges us, yes, but there's a reason. There's a reason. It's because there's a peak. All right, there's achievement at the top of that mountain, and then when you get to the top, I'm seeing the end of Mario where you have to jump. You jump and get the star and everything. Ooh, confetti! Now I saved the princess! Yay! So it's like, you're going to hit those goals. You are going to hit those goals, and coins are going to erupt from random boxes in the sky and throw themselves at you. But it's it's like a Mario level. There's going to be things you've got to jump over, and there's going to be gaps in the path where you've got to build a bridge or jump that gap, and there's going to be crazy turtle guys throwing themselves at you, trying to throw you off your trajectory, but you're willing to put in the work and you're going to get there. Okay, so this new energy is all about a big shift within your own self here, Cancer, and making a conscious choice to not let the past be my story anymore, because that's been my story. I've allowed that to be my story. I'm going to change the change the story now and aim higher. All right, so that's what we've got for you, Cancer. You're more than welcome to check your other placements as well. You might want to actually check your Saturn placement as well, Cancer. That might have some extra info for you on that one. All right. Subscribe to the channel and we will move on over to Leo. Leo, any significant new energy for Leo in career, job, finances? Any significant new energy coming through for Leo in career and finances, please? Healing, healed, healer. Healing energy surrounds you and this situation. So I'm hearing the what is it? A dreams. The band was called Dream or Dream. Things can only get better. What has hurt you the most, Leo? What has hurt you the most? I am actually getting life purpose stuff coming through for you here, where you may be changing trajectory completely, because you have gone through healing, you've been healed, you're now in a more healed version of yourself, and then now it's time to become the healer, where you empower yourself with the thing that has hurt you the most. All right, so whatever it is that's hurt you the most in this life, you're actually turning it around, taking control of that, and using that to empower you to become that in some kind of a way. So, like, it's like an example of being a teacher, for example. If you were someone who struggled to learn. For example, you might have had dyslexia, and really struggled to understand how to learn things, or ADHD or whatever, and you really struggled with education and learning. And then, you've gotten to this point in your life and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I want to help people like me that have been through what I went through, and I want to help them. So I am really getting, for a lot of you, moving into an industry where you're helping others that are going through something that you yourself have as your story. And I do feel for a lot of you, this is, the biggest thing that has hurt you. So, some of you might be working. I'm getting a couple of you actually, like, that it's been like traumatic medical stuff. And so you're now turning around going, that's it, I want to be, a literal healer. I want to be like a nurse, or I'm getting actually like gynecology related stuff here. So, coming through with that pregnancy, someone that's had a lot of drama with pregnancy. And that's been a big issue for you in your life with, pregnancy trauma. And now you're wanting to, help others going through birth and pregnancy and those sorts of things, like the doula energy that, pregnancy doulas and that. I am picking up on those sorts of things for a lot of you here. So obviously I've got a lot of women Leos in the audience there. You may have been through, miscarriages and stillborn births and, some sort of birth, pregnancy, trauma. You may be sort of turning that on its head and using that to actually empower you to help others that are going through that same thing. So I'm picking up on quite a lot of medical connections with this for a lot of you here. I'm also picking up on, like I was saying, the teaching aspect, the education aspect in some kind of a way. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a teacher or an educator, but it might actually be like you becoming you've had a workplace injury that was very influential to your life, and so you're becoming a workplace safety trainer or something along those lines. So those sorts of examples, using the things that have hurt you the most. And I'm getting advocacy as well is coming through. So advocacy for DV or certain trauma things that you're advocating for people in those same situations. Okay, Leo, any significant new energy for Leo when it comes to career and finances. Now, I'm not saying you have to go and completely change career. For some of you, this might actually be, just mentoring others within the existing career, mentoring someone else who's gone through the same thing. For others of you, though, you are completely changing cycles here. We have the lady coming through, the woman energy, which is just nurturing. It's connecting back to that emotional experience that you've been through, and using that to then, go forward and nurture somebody going through the same emotional thing. We have the Clover, taking a chance. For some of you, this might be the risk. This might be a big risk that you're going to take here. Luck does surround you on this, and it's all about breaking old patterns, breaking cycles. We have the Ring. There may be a strong push on connections and relationships that you're forming in order to, when you take this leap of faith within your own self, this risk, this chance, you may actually be forging new cycles in your career, in your financial zone, and creating a lot of relationships along the way, I feel, as well, for a lot of you here. For some of you, there may be a partnership connection here as well. You may be taking the risk on a partnership with somebody in order to see this fulfilled as well. A new partnership might be being called for there as well, Leo. All right, so that's what we've got for you. With that woman energy there, once again, I am getting a strong reference to the, the pregnancy support, birth support stuff that I was mentioning as well. Very female, womanly, gynecology type energy coming through there. Medical. It's just a little bit more generalist for some of you, just generally medical related somehow. But it is coming through very, very strong. So don't doubt yourself if that's you that's been tossing that one up. All right. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Virgos. Okay. Virgo, any significant new energy for our Virgos in the aspect of career, finances, job, money, career, finances, any significant new energy for our Virgos? On the bottom of the deck, you've got the Power. And now I'm hearing that song, he's got the whole world in his hands. You've got the power. The world is in your hands. You're the one who has the power here. Business venture. All right. Trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is kind of coming out of nowhere, and you're not really planning on this, but it happens anyway. And you kind of have to just trust your instincts that, this path is lined with gold. You can see all the little gnomes here with the gold, but the path itself is lined with gold here. Virgo, there's more money on this path for you in the long run. Virgo, any significant new energy for our Virgos in career, job, finances? Oh, straight away, growth, expansion. The tree there, growth and expansion. For some of you, I am getting that this may be a family business that you're branching out. For those Virgos who are already, working in a family type of business, this is branching out. This is maybe, creating a new branch, a new location, or something like that. There may just be some sort of branching out energy there. I am getting that for a lot of you. It is a family connection on the business side of things there as well. Growth, a lot of growth and expansion. All right. So I am getting to that for some of you. It's like the connectedness. It may not even be actual family. It may just feel like a family kind of energy here. Creating your own family. If this is a brand new business, it's like, in order to have growth, think of it as creating your family. where you can see the growth potential, and the people that are going to help take care of your business the most. That may be something to keep in mind here. We do have the snake coming through as well, which is quite interesting. There may be a Scorpio linking here with this branching out energy. So there might be a Scorpio in play. But we do see with the snake energy, it's about, in order to follow your true passion and follow your desire, your true desires here, sometimes you need to be a little bit cunning and sneaky and, well, slippery. Okay, we don't want to be, it's not outright deceitful or betraying or anything like that. It's a snake never takes a direct from A to B. A snake travels the way that it flows. It doesn't do straight lines. It does flow. Okay, so if it hits a rock, it goes around it and finds another way around. All right, it doesn't just go, oh, I hit a rock. Whatever will I do? I've got to pick up this rock and move it. No, it's not about that. It's about finding the little cracks and crevices that you can slide on through here and doing things in different kind of ways, as to what you maybe think is the straight A to B way to do things. Maybe thinking outside the box a little bit, thinking a little bit more slippery, that no one can grab a hold of you. You slip out of the box. You're not on that straight path. Take the chance, though. We do have the clover coming through. Fortune favors the bold. All right. You're once again with that snake energy. You're not lying to yourself. This is not. It's not a deception. Okay. Some of you are. I'm picking up that some of you are sort of telling yourself, "Oh, this is never going to work." That's the illusion. Is the fear. Is the illusion here, and don't allow that deception to take hold. Take the chance. Take the chance. Jump in the deep end. Do it. Do it. Do it. All right. So that's what I'm picking up for you here, Virgo. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Libra. Okay, moving on to Libra. Libra, any significant new energy for our Libras in career, job, finances, money? Any significant new energy for Libra when it comes to job, career, finances? Oh, I believe it was Taurus that had that same card. It feels a little bit, actually, current energy, because on the bottom of the deck, I've got autumn coming through here, which is the season that we're moving into here in Australia. So I do read the seasons as my own. So we are currently in autumn. So we're looking at March, April, May. We are going to see this energy becoming very prominent for you. Significant new energy. Somehow we have connecting with nature. You're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. It's very interesting for you here, Libra, because it's kind of telling me that your life outside of work is the significant new energy that is affecting work. Everything outdoors of, so if work is a little building all by itself, everything outside of that is the new energy that is changing work. All right. So personal circumstances might be starting to affect work. It doesn't feel like it's a bad thing, though. I feel just like you're kind of connecting more in your outside life, and that you're finding more meaning in the things outside of work, which are enabling you to connect to work in a new kind of a way that actually works out better for you. because I'm feeling like for a lot of you Libra, it's not putting work first. It's you're starting to put other things as you're realizing that other things are more important than what's going on. I'm getting like the petty little dramas at work, and worrying about money, and worrying about I've got to go to work and do this and do that, and the stress of work. Um, Outside influences are actually helping you negate that stress a lot more. But we'll have a look here and clarify that for you. Libra. Significant new energy for Libra with work, career, and finances. Job and money. Significant new energy for job and money for our Libra. And for some of you, it's a lot more than that. We do have at the bottom of the deck the stars. There's a wish being granted here. And this is something... it feels like it might be bigger than you think, to be honest. We do have the scythe coming through first, which is sudden unexpected changes, breaking free from the things that no longer serve you in your life. There does seem to be some big decisions, some big energy coming through here for you, Libra. That's followed up by the crossroads. So some big decisions, a big sudden unexpected plot twist in the path of your life. I am picking up for some of you, this may actually come through, like I was saying, the external world is affecting your job world. So for some of you, it's to the point where you're choosing to relocate, and that then does mean that you either have to find a new job, or you have to, relocate within your career field, or whatever, that you may actually be going, I want to get a transfer because I'm going to move. I do feel as though it's a big decision that you're making along those sorts of lines. It doesn't strictly have to be, I'm choosing to move towns, but it's something that you're doing in your personal life is going to make a big sudden impact on your career life as well, to that same sort of extent as what moving towns would do. So whether that would be something you can just get a transfer, or whether you're having to find a brand new job altogether, I do feel. But it's coming through with brand new beginnings here. We have the child. This is new adventures, new beginnings. This is a fresh start. This is a chance to grow, from that little child energy back to a full-grown adult all over again. Freedom. There's a lot of freedom, playful energy. Life is about having fun. Life is about living. That kind of energy. Choosing the adventure. Choosing to, follow life's path wherever that takes you, and kind of knowing that job and money is taking a second, like a back seat to your life. Your life is about you. It's not about work. And that seems to be coming through here, that you're choosing to allow the external life that you live, the version of yourself that is not your work self, that's making the choices here. That's making the decisions for you. Look, I don't want to be here in the city anymore. I need to move to the country. I'm sick of the country. I need to move to the city. Whatever that is in your particular circumstance here, it's a brand new start, a brand new beginning for you here. But it is heralding some big change. Not going to lie, it is a big kind of change for you here. For some of you, it may be like changing industries completely, because your personal life is now demanding something completely different of you. Different hours, different schedules, different jobs, different situations. There's, it's not about putting money and job first. It's about putting your life and living your life first. It is kind of what's going on, and that's the new energy coming through for you there, Libra. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course, and we will move on over to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Any significant new energy for our Scorpios in job, career, money, finances. Career, job, finances. Any significant new energy for our Scorpios, please. Ooh, I picked this up actually for a Scorpio I read for recently. And they were like, oh, I'm not planning on travel. But lo and behold, travel. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. Now, this doesn't need to be a huge trip. And I am picking up for a couple of you, Scorpio. No, I think that's just one of you. It's literally a trip, not a vacation type trip, okay? I'm talking mushroom type trip here. That's just one of you. I'm not recommending you go do that, okay? An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. There's some clarity coming through for you, and it's got to do with distance and travel. I feel like for some of you, it's merely distancing yourself from your job, your money. All right. So if you take the emotion and the things you feel trapped to with your job, career, money situation, I feel like Scorpio, you're somebody who's very logical and rational when it comes to this sort of stuff. But I feel like as though you're kind of distancing yourself from it all and taking a more objective standpoint here. And for a lot of you, that's the travel. You're just traveling outside of yourself. You're traveling outside of your reality needs and wants with career and money. You're kind of, because you're someone who is very reality based. I feel for whoever's coming through the strongest here. A lot of you are stuck in your reality a lot here, and it's you're not following your heart as much. You're following fear of this, fear of that. I need to pay this bill. I need to do this. I need to, 5-year plan. I do find Scorpios are pretty good with the 5-year plan stuff, looking towards the future. But I feel as though you're kind of just taking yourself away from all that, and that's enabling you to see the truth of your job, your career, and see the truth of what you truly want with this. And some of you, it's going to change things in a very positive way. For some, it may just change the way you're viewing things, your perspective of it all, because you're now able to sort of look at it a little bit more objectively rather than being stuck in the thinking of it all. You're just sort of trusting a little bit more of knowing what's right for you. But we'll clarify here for you. Scorpio. And for others of you, it's actual travel as well. You may be relocating to a different, getting a different franchise, or just changing the environment you're in some way. Even if it's just, going from an office on the first floor to an office on the fourth floor, or, a building in the south of town or to a building in the north of town. It could even just be small. Like I'm getting for a lot of you, it's smaller distances rather than, or it's like either smaller or theoretical distance rather than long distance. So I'm not really picking up on anyone, I'm going to pack up and move to Alaska. Not really getting that. But we'll see here as well. Scorpio, any significant new energy for our Scorpios in job, career, finances? I'm also hearing change is as good as a holiday. All right, so it doesn't necessarily need to be physical travel. It's just some sort of change. Pretty straightforward here. We've got the Sun, the Tower, and the Child. So it's kind of like your happiness comes through, some personal epiphanies. Definitely some things coming to light about your personal truth, of what truly makes you happy in this lifetime. For some of you, this is coming from, spending some time within your own self, some time in isolation. So I'm picking up for some of you, it's like you're forced to not work for a week. You're kind of, forced to spend some time in isolation. And I hate to say it, Scorpio, but for some of you, this may even be, like I'm getting like COVID isolation type isolation where, we were forced to, isolate ourselves from the greater world. So I am picking up for a couple of you, there may actually be a sickness. You're sick or something's happening where you're literally taking time off work. Others of you, it's going to be maybe a little bit more your own choice to distance yourself and really spend some time just up with yourself and your truth and what really makes you happy, and thinking about those sorts of things. For others of you, the epiphany is coming through in like it's kind of telling me breaking free from the structure, breaking free from the traditional regimented foundation of what career and work means to you. Because the third card we have here is the Child, which is freedom in its purest sort of form. It's new beginnings. It's brand new beginnings. It's a brand new chance, a brand new start, because, a child has got so much growing yet to do, and the Tower here, you're kind of breaking free from that Tower energy in that sense of, happiness and freedom. It doesn't keep me trapped in a very traditional, conformist, regimented structure of this work career. You're traveling away from that a little bit, and what makes me feel free, what makes me, feel like this is an adventure rather than something that I have to do, a responsibility, a big, heavy regimented authority on my life. It feels heavy, that Tower. A lot of you, it feels like this is, work up until now has been the authority. That's the boss. Work's the boss, not you. Whereas this personal epiphany is kind of showing you that, nah, it's a time to start over. It's time to be, reborn into this childlike energy where, I just want to have fun with my life. I don't want life to be so serious all the time. I want happiness. Happiness is not giving my power away to a job, to allowing a job or money to have control over my life. That's not happiness for me. So I do feel as though this is some sort of personal epiphany, that you're traveling. You're traveling within yourself for a lot of you here, of what truly makes you happy, and how can I find freedom? How can I regain my potential for growth here? How can I, have a new beginning? Like, I'm not saying that you have to go and, find a brand new job or anything like that. It's just a way to allow yourself that playful freedom type energy, the adventurous spirit of life to take the reins, rather than allowing the job to control you. You're controlling it, is what I'm kind of getting there. So bit of travel in that sense, movement of some sort for you there, Sagittarius, is where we're going to move on to. Sorry, some of you might be on the cusp if I've said that, but I was just looking at the word Sagittarius, getting ready to take the timestamp for those that next reading. But Scorpio, more than welcome to check your other placements, especially if they're Sagittarius. There might be something in you for this in there for you in the Sagittarius reading. Subscribe to the channel, and now we will move on to our Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, any significant new energy coming through for Sagittarius with job, career, finances? Something I heard today, Sagittarius. I don't know why this is coming through for you, but it was Tyler Tarot, actually, earlier today. He was referencing the song, More Money, More Problems. More money, more problems. But he actually added on to that. But I'd rather have more money, more problems than no money, more problems. You know, no money and still have all the problems. I'd rather the more money, more problems. So I feel like there might be an uptick in the money for you soon, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, any significant new energy for Sagittarius? Money, finances, career, job. Patience, please. It's coming, but the universe is going to make you wait for it. The universe is going to make you wait for it. Don't rush into things at the moment. All right. Do not rush into anything when it comes to career, finances. Especially big purchases, don't rush into it. Make sure you're doing your proper diligence, your research on what you're purchasing and, you know, where you're purchasing and all those sorts of things. I'm hearing anything over $2,000. It's very, very important that you are patient and don't rush in for that purchase. All right. So, because it's kind of giving me this energy of like, because now I'm getting Alanis Morissette, and isn't it ironic? So it's like, and isn't it ironic? I go and buy a brand new car, and 2 days later they go on sale. Isn't it ironic? Patience. Patience will see you get the best deal. All right, because it's something along those lines. It's like if you do your due diligence here, and don't rush into that, it'll go on sale within a week, or you'll find another place where you can purchase the same thing for less money, or better warranties, or, you know, whatever that is. Patience. What you're asking for is coming. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. So the unseen factors is, you know, the boss knows they're about to start this big brand new sale, but they're not going to tell you. They're a car yard. Of course, they're not going to tell you, oh, just wait 2 days. No, because they want your money. Patience. Don't rush on in. Sagittarius. Look, and I'm hearing cashback offer. I'm also getting too that I keeps referring to this big purchase for a lot of you, because I'm also getting, it's like if you rush into it, then you miss out on a couple of days later. Your cousin, your uncle, your friend of a friend pops up with, oh, I've got this to sell, or oh, I'm going to sell this, or oh, I've just started a job at I get a really good discount, you know, that sort of thing. I feel like there might be a person that can actually help you get a cheaper offer on whatever this is. And for some of you, it's to do with selling something big as well. Okay, so it could go either way. Sagittarius. Any significant new energy for Sagittarius? Job, money, career. Yeah, we have the garden coming through first. That's the waiting for this meeting to occur before we take a risk. Because the next card we have is the clover, which is taking a risk. But it's like we need to compromise and not, you know, this is social energy as well. So it means all like public. So, you know, if you go to one car yard and only go to that car yard, you're not sourcing from public. You're not sourcing from social. You need to be a little bit more out and about than that. Compromise on time, that it doesn't matter if it takes a little bit more time. I'll make it work because I want to make sure I get the best deal before I throw my hat in that ring and take that chance. Because once again, I'm getting, that risk might not pay off if you rush into it. Something will come up, and isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic that you only went to one car yard and it turned out to be the dodgy one selling lemons? Isn't that ironic? You should have been patient. You should have waited for the meeting. I feel like you will know when you've met the right deal. It only wants to talk about this for you, Sagittarius. So, if that's not resonating for you, I feel like for some of you, it just doesn't resonate yet, but it may very soon. Because for some of you too, this is, it may not even be you making the purchase. This might be like a purchase you're making for work type energy, or something that you're doing for work and you're needing to source multiple rather than just one. You're needing to do like a focus group before you rush in and take this random chance, and it's going to pay off better for you, okay, in the long run. Just clarify for Sagittarius here. The Clover is your card as well, so the power is in your hands, but it's over you not rushing in, I feel. How will Sagittarius intrinsically know when the time is right? We have card number 11, the whip and the broom. You may literally see somebody sweeping at the right place. At the right place at the right time, there might be somebody literally sweeping. There might be like a significant somehow with whips or brooms. It is about, it can be like argumentative energy as well. So it could also talk about, especially with the garden there, it definitely could talk about compromise as in haggling, not being afraid to argue the point. Say to this person, oh, but what about this? That, take $5,000 off for that. That's, not good enough. The compromising, the maybe needing to confront a little bit here, be a little bit demanding and confronting and ready for a fight for what you deserve, the best price, price match guarantee. I don't know if that's a thing in other countries. We have a few stores here that do a price match guarantee. The notable one in Australia is Bunnings. So anyone that watches Bluey knows all about Bunnings. It's our big giant hardware store, and where we all meet of a Saturday for sausage sizzles. We don't really, but it's a thing. But it's like price match guarantee. It's like if you find a lower price, we'll beat it by 10%. So if you find the same item at a different store for a lower price, even if it's only 1 cent lower, they will then beat that lower price by 10%. So if it's $100 at the other store and Bunnings is charging, more than that, $110, they will beat it by 10%. So 10% of $100 is $10. So that means you will only pay $90. So I'm just hearing that somehow being relevant. That don't be afraid to fight for the right price. Don't be afraid to walk away and fight. Fight by being patient. Say, I've got all the time in the world. You can't rush. I stand up for this. Like, fight for your patience as well. That that's fine. I'll walk away. If you're not willing to, come to the middle with me, I'll walk away. That's fine. I don't need to buy that today. That's fine. Not in a rush. I'll come back another day when you're more comparable to meeting me halfway on that, compromising with me. We do see this resulting in happiness for you. The sun there coming out to shine, things being revealed in time. So that's why we're seeing that patient, because the reason for this patience will be revealed in time, and it will result in happiness if you are patient and wait for the right time. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Sagittarius. More than welcome to check your other placements, subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn, any significant new energy for Capricorn with work, job, career, money, career and finances. Any significant new energy for our Capricorns? Just random there, Capricorn. I feel like we're a little bit stuck on a loop. Yeah? Feel like we're being very time keeps going and keeps on going, sort of thing. Like, I don't know the exact lyrics there. I'm lost. It just feels like a bit you're on a loop. And it may be a while before you're seeing any significant change, Capricorn, to be honest here. It's kind of like we're steady as she goes. Like, I do feel like steady increase, but not anything hugely significant. We have summer coming through, and I do read the seasons as my own. So that's talking about December, January, February. Everything that you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. So I just feel like that's sort of telling us that there's no actual big significant changes until the summertime. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the affirmations. So, just keep reminding yourself, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just good things come to those who wait. Good things take time. But it's not as stalled as you think it is, Capricorn. It's like slowly, just steady progression. And then, the cornucopia comes through in summertime. It's interesting. But we'll clarify this here. Any significant new energy for Capricorn with job, career, finances? Any significant new energy for Capricorn with job, career, finances, please? Interesting. Firstly, we have the bear coming through here. Stand your ground. Take charge. Be the leader. Keep on keeping on, Capricorn. You're the boss. Stand your ground. Hold your ground. Defend your position. That's solid energy. It's not moving backwards. It's not moving forwards in a huge way. It's standing your ground. You're not losing ground, but you're not necessarily gaining huge traction either. Not going to lie. But this is like long term. This is the best thing, because it's like stand your ground, hold your position now, because I'm just kind of picking up this energy of what you might find happens here, Capricorn, is that you standing your ground and holding that ground, in the long term, that works out best for you, Because what I'm kind of getting is like, for some of you, this is that energy of your in the example of like an investment, okay, a stock that you own, an investment portfolio type thing. You're standing your ground. You're like, oh, that stock is falling. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to sell because I'm going to be out. It looks like it's falling. It looks like it might dissolve. Stand your ground. Standing your ground is going to pay off the most in the long term, because what's going to happen here is everyone's going to look at you and go, you should sell, like get rid of that stock. It's just dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. You're going to lose everything. But you're like, I'm just going to stand my ground and see what happens. And you're like one of the only ones that does. And so do you know what? You're one of the only ones who benefits when that goes bang. Come summer, bang. All of a sudden, skyrockets. And you're the one standing to benefit the most because you have held your ground and you've, held on to that. Making the most out of it, In the long term, it's going to benefit you greatly. Stand your ground, Capricorn. I did have these ones come out together. So we've got the scythe and the coffin. So this sort of steady, stagnant energy, it will come to an end. And when it does, it's going to be like bang. It's going to be bang. All right. There is going to be a sudden change, a sudden ending. But that ending, it becomes a transformation. Okay. It becomes like a brand new, it's like a death and a rebirth. Within that death, within that sudden ending, bang. It's a bang, and it's a very big bang. It's like a sudden bang out of nowhere. Everything changes, everything changes and transforms into sky's the limit. It's going to pay off. It's going to pay off for you, Capricorn. There is going to be this total brand new rebirth energy here. So it's like the standing your ground. It's going to, I'm getting recognition is going to come along with this big change as well. There is going to be some sort of recognition for the fact that you stood your ground, and you may have even been the only one that did. And there's going to be some sort of big recognition for you in that as well. Because it's like some sort of big, an ending that brings about a new change. It's kind of like, in the example of the stock, yeah? It's like all of a sudden, come summer, bang, the company gets bought out by another company. So that's an ending, yeah? Because the ownership has ended. And the new ownership, it's a total transformation, and it's a brand new rebirth of the stock. It becomes something huge. And then they bring in this new clause that anyone that's with the stock from the word go, they get XYZ benefit from the stock. So all of a sudden it's paying even more dividend out for you because you've stood your ground. All right. So I know the stock is the only example I could kind of think of there, Capricorn, but it's not going to be stocks for a lot of you. But like, how will Capricorn know what that is specifically for their individual situation? Just a clue for Capricorn on what exactly they need to stand their ground on here. Seeing just solid, standing your ground, being very... It's not really wanting to tell me. For some of you, it might be, like we have the anchor and then the masculine. So for some of you, it may be to do with a masculine energy, a boss type energy that you're supporting in the workplace or in financial avenue. it may have to do with you supporting, you relying on somebody or them relying on you, depending on, it might have to do with, the masculine energy is very logical thinking type energy as well. So take that as it resonates, Capricorn. It won't really specify there. It's going to play out differently for everyone, I think, and come summer, it may be in dramatic ways it may play out. All right, but you're the first one that's definitely getting some longer distance change rather than sudden, short-term stuff. So yeah, you may, to be completely honest, you may forget all about this reading by the time this happens. It is longer-term change. So plan for the future, I think, with finances, and plan for if nothing changes right now. So if next week you don't get it, you don't win the lottery, how am I going to make next week work if I don't have, so just steady as she goes, all right? Deal with what you're dealing with right now, and it will probably stay that way for a fair while here. But then you will have a jump at the end of the year. All right. Okay. More than welcome to check out your other placements. Check out your Saturn placement if you do want to delve into some extra information for yourself. I know that was a little bit ambiguous, Capricorn. But we will move on over to our Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. Money and career for Aquarius. Looking for any significant new energy for Aquarius with career and finances. Aquarius. I want to say Aquarius. Do you mind if I call you Aquarius? Super interesting. The bulk of your message here. We have the be yourself energy. The situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. Be the unicorn. Don't be afraid to be the Aquarius. The Aquarius. Don't be afraid to be the weirdo, the office weirdo, the unique one, the one that does things differently. Don't be afraid of that. Embrace that. Goodbye to the old. Hello to the new. You finish one part of your life and now a new and even better part is beginning. On the bottom of the deck, we have walk away. All right, so you're needing to walk away. Goodbye to the old. Walk away from, the things that are no longer serving you with money, with career. For some of you, this is your career itself. It's not allowing you to embrace uniqueness. And for those of you where your job is very set and it will not allow anything of difference, because you're just needing to do things a little bit differently, embracing the randomness, the wildness of Aquarius, the creativity of yourself. You finish one part of your life and now a new and even better part is beginning. Some of you maybe have already changed workplaces or jobs or career paths here as well. I'm also getting someone that has moved town or is moving town or whatever, neighborhood, and that's part of, the change for you here. We have the moon coming through, which is just letting me know that, trusting your intuition needs to be be yourself, trust yourself, trust who you really are, and your intuition is guiding you in the right direction with your career here. I do feel as though there's an aspect of fame coming through with that moon energy. The moon, the moon is visible to everyone in the world, majority of the month in some way, shape, or form. Puts on a show, doesn't it? Look at that big eclipse we just had, those beautiful full moons. Even a crescent moon is beautiful in its kind of a way. The moon likes to put on a show. We see the man in the moon. It's famous. He's famous because he's the man in the moon. Everyone knows the man in the moon, yeah? Even though the moon is a feminine, we're not going to worry about that. We'll just clarify that for you. Any significant new energy for Aquarius in career and finances, please? Education, embracing the unknown when it comes to the next chapter in your career here. I do see quite a lot of you are embracing some big career changes, and you're choosing that, because it's what's best for you. We have the fox here. It's the intelligent decision. It's the decision that makes you look after yourself. It's the logical thing for you to do. It's like it's part of who you are. Like it's part of your next chapter, and you already kind of know it. It's part of your destiny. For some of you, this is definitely you becoming more visible within your career, more famous. Like for some of you, it's like extra training where you're the boss, you're the the independent researcher, you're the one that everyone turns to for the knowledge on this career. You're the famous one. You're the one that's the standout. And you do things. You shift yourself a little bit already to suit situations, but you still need to make sure you're being honest to yourself and authentic to yourself as you move forward. Here we go, the ship. Definitely seeing forward movement in your career here. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're changing careers completely or anything like that with what I'm saying here. It's just embracing the new parts of your career, the new ideas, the new way of being yourself and bringing yourself to the front and center, and allowing that to, lead the way when it comes to your career. You're not going to hide in the background anymore. That's the goodbye to the old, is the Aquarius that, just sits there and does their job and hides in the background. No, you're front and center. You're the leader here now. You're taking on a bit of a new role. For a lot of you there, it's a new role. But for others of you, it is definitely maybe a new job. All right. So that's what we've got for you. Some significant change, Aquarius. But make sure you do subscribe to the channel. You are more than welcome, of course, to check other placements. And we will move on over to our Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, any significant new energy for Pisces when it comes to career and finances? I'm hearing here, Pisces, that there may be something else taking prominence for you coming up rather than career and finances. There might be something else taking up all your attention, your priorities. Pisces, any significant new energy for Pisces with career and finances, please? Hang on. It's telling me to reshuffle. Pisces, career and finances, please. Money, job, career, finances. Work. Pisces. There's something going on around you. that's taking prominence, and it's not wanting to talk about career. But this can be interpreted as career financial as well. First, like, we have the marriage card here. The fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. So we're looking at a union, Pisces, of some description. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going off into the forest and getting married in a love marriage. This is, for some of you, this could be a business partnership. This could be like a marriage of, like, the right. I'm getting the right mentor, the right teacher, the right student, the right mentorship program, the right education, the perfect marriage between yourself and something else in your life that you're committing to. It's a commitment of some form, but I don't think it's love for majority of you. It's something else, some sort of partnership or commitment to something. I do feel for a lot of you it may be educational based, that you're committing to learn a new job, a new skill, a new, undertake some training or further education and those sorts of things. Taking on a new role within your career position. Your desires are within reach. Have faith, as everything is working in your favor. So, it is all working to be a perfect marriage, like perfect harmony. That's what a marriage really is it's, things working in sync with you. You're making commitments to the things that are in sync with you. And there's a perfect marriage, a perfect blending of this with you. So it's your desires, and they're within reach. It's like the universe is, about to, propose. Pisces. Any significant new energy for Pisces with job, career, work, money, finances. I don't know, all the words are coming out for you here, Pisces. Pisces, significant new energy for Pisces with career and finances, please. Definitely educational something for a lot of you. We do have good news on the way. The rider coming through first here, followed by the dog. So this is like good news, your loyalty to this job, your understanding, compassionate nature, Pisces. Your some of you, it's a friend. Oh, Pisces, I've got a job for you. I've lined up this. That might be the perfect marriage for some of you. Is the with a friend helping you out here, helping push you into the right path, helping you, get on your horse and ride off into the sunset, career, money-wise here. There's something, I don't know what it is, but it's, see how they're both facing the same way and they're both like similar shape, the horse and the dog, similar shape, 4 legs, tail. Very sturdy. It's more solid on 4 legs than more well balanced for you here, Pisces. It's and it's forward movement, continual forward movement, very likely with someone or something. This is loyalty and understanding and friendships. All right. So it's like they're coming along for the ride. So for a lot of you, this is a partnership of some description. Like I said, a commitment that my loyalties lie on this path. And for some of you, it's literally you're getting some sort of news from a friend. Oh, Pisces, this particular job's opened up. Do you want me to put your name in? Pisces, this, I've got this for you. Like, it's someone bringing you along for the ride a little bit here too. It definitely could be like a co-worker that you work with is starting their own business, and they're like, Pisces, I want to take you with me. Let's both go and start this business. Definitely could be something like that. We have the book. We have the book here. Multiple things. So when it comes to your career and your career work, knowledge is your friend. Doing your research, doing your due diligence is your friend. Further education, definitely, like I mentioned earlier, further education may definitely be on the cards here for you as well. For others, I am also picking up on that book energy, a financial mention. A financial mention of going through the books, crossing out the things that you're spending money on that you don't actually need or want. Just going over the books, going over the checking account, going over your accounts, going over, because I am picking up here, there's just something here about, there's just something that's not on the books, or it's on the books, but it's wrong. Like, just clarify that energy, the financial energy of the book. Just clarify the financial energy of the book for Pisces, please. Oh, right, okay. Going over the books because we're making a choice for growth and expansion. So it's like you're trying to find how you can make this work. You're choosing to sacrifice that coffee every day in order to put that money towards this other thing that you're moving towards, this perfect marriage. You're like, I'm going to make it work. So, if you, for example, you're taking on further education, and you're like, well, I'm going to, make the choice to sacrifice that coffee so that I can pay for this course, this further education, so that I can grow and expand within my career and my finances. All right, so it's kind of just like a trade-off here, I feel, for some of you, a choice of which route we're taking here, and choosing do I want my coffee, or do I want growth and expansion within career and finances? And I feel like a lot of you want the knowledge, you want the next chapter to come through for yourselves here. You want those desires, and sometimes we do need to make a little bit of, I'm getting like a bit of a sacrifice here. It's not feeling like a huge sacrifice. It's literally feeling as something as small as, I'm not going to have that coffee. I'm not going to pay for that coffee. I'm going to make it at home or something like that, instead of buying my coffee every day. Just a small little trade-off sacrifice that is going to pay off in the long run through some sort of education, some sort of learning, some sort of ability to move into your next chapter, really. All right, but so make the commitment, and maybe that's what the commitment is. I'm committed to putting that money aside for this instead of that coffee. Maybe that's all the commitment is, but you are moving forwards here, and there's a lot of, being a better friend to yourself by looking towards what you truly want rather than allowing those desires to stay out of reach. All right, so that's what we've got for you, Pisces. More than welcome to check out your other placements as well. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.